I'm Danish.
And I am Faizan,
We are from Pakistan.
and our project is about space science.
We have to determine the distance between planets using household things.
Recently, there was an announcement in the scientific community that there is a bunch of smaller objects that appear to be influenced by the gravity of a massive hidden ninth planet. So, this planet is 10 times bigger than Earth, a billion kilometers away, and it takes 15,000 years to orbit around the sun. We've all seen some impressive photos and videos about our solar system and the scale of solar system, but they are either using animation of planets or they are using objects and distances that have no real world association. So we are going to represent it with things you can find lying around your house overlaid onto this football or hockey field. So we'll start by reviewing the first 8 planets, and then we'll attempt to blow your mind by exactly showing you how far away the newly predicted ninth planet is. If you ask people how far away Earth orbits the Sun, people give an answer like this. Which is kind of understandable because every picture of solar system ever looks like this. So this is the true scale of the solar system, starting with our size 5 soccer ball sun, which puts Mercury at the 10-yard line at the size of a fleck of a paper. Next is Venus at the 19-yard line. It's about a head of a pin. Next up is our own and beloved planet, Earth, orbited by our grain of salt moon. If you get nothing from the video still, just remember Earth is the size of a head of a pin and it's at the 26-yard line. And as the final rocky planet, we have Mars at the 40-yard line, also a fleck of a paper. And now we start to see bigger gaps, and more than a football field away from our sun, we have Jupiter, which is the scaled size of a grape. And after a little bit of walking, we come to Saturn, which is slightly smaller grape and 2.5 football fields away from our soccer ball sun. Next up is the 7th planet Uranus, which is the size of a pea, and its average is about 5 football fields away from our sun. And finally, we come to Neptune, which is also the size of a pea and orbits around our sun nearly 8 football fields away. So before we get to the new 9th planet, let's recap a little. So we've got a pepper flake at the 10-yard line for Mercury, and then a pinhead at the 18-yard line for Venus, and then another pinhead for Earth at the 26-yard line, and then a pepper flake for Mars at about the 40. And then we make it to Jupiter, which is a grape, at about 135 yards. And then we walk a little to get to Saturn, which is a slightly smaller grape that orbits at about 2.5 football fields around our soccer ball sun. And then we double our distance from the sun to get to the 7th planet, which is a pea, at 5 football fields away. And finally, at nearly 8 football fields away from our sun, we have another pea, which is Neptune. And now we've laid the framework for understanding just how far away planet 9 is, because to reach it, I would need to walk. and walk, and to keep walking at a good pace for 5.5 hours before I finally reach the P, that is planet 9. While obviously you can't see it, you'll just have to take my word that 17.5 miles away there is a yellow size 5 soccer ball. In fact, the width of the column represents the extent of our solar system. It blows my mind that relatively speaking, our sun 17.5 miles away would be able to keep this P in orbit. So we want to close by telling you guys the craziest thing is 20 years ago, astronomers launched Hubble telescope and pointed it at the darkest patch of midnight sky for 10 days, and it was pretty risky because time on the Hubble telescope was extremely limited and there were a lot of chances that the image would be completely dark. And for 10 days, photon entered the telescope and ended their journey of billions of years on Hubble CCD detector. And at the end of the 10 days, this was the resulting image. Every spirals and smugs are all the galaxies. Every spiral you see is galaxy. And the craziest thing is this photo and scale is nothing compared to full universe. This scale was the size of a small dot on a paper held at arm's length. And the most crazy thing is that there are more stars in the galaxy than there are grains of sand here on Earth. Combined of every sandy beach you see, every playground, ocean floors and desert on our planet. Next time when you see sand, just take a handful and then just imagine that one of those sand grains is our sun with its orbiting planets. And just imagine how many more handfuls of sand there are in our planet. Thank you for watching.
If you like our hard work,
Then please vote for us. Bye bye.